Hello! Welcome to a new series I'm starting on this channel. As you all know, one of my hobbies is building with Lego. I've done it since I was a kid, obviously. And after posting pictures of my builds on Twitter, it's become highly requested, and now much anticipated, to do showcases about these builds that I've done in a YouTube video format. This will mark a shift in the content that I make on this channel. In the past, I was known for being highly critical of newer Monster Hunter titles, and that aspect of my channel isn't going away. However, I want my channel to also discuss my creative endeavors regarding this series. Despite my negative tone at times, I have a lot of love for the franchise. Clearly, I just want to see it grow and be better, which is why I'm critical of it. But beyond that, I'm also a creative person, and I'm always thinking of new things. And something that I really like doing is recreating the monsters out of Lego. I'm sure that those watching probably have a few questions, so this introduction video will attempt to answer those questions. You build monsters out of Lego? Yeah, from the moment I started playing Monster Hunter, I've been actually building the monsters out of Lego. Here is the Rathalos I built in 2011 versus the one I built more recently. I take inspiration from the plushies, the Feline Village games, Monster Hunter stories, the concept art, and of course, the actual in-game models. The designs are never intended to be perfectly accurate, rather they're more of an exaggerated toy look, because they're intended to look like a real Lego kit. I value model integrity and playability over accuracy. These are great builds for families and hobbyists that want to add some Monster Hunter designs alongside their official Lego sets. They're all also properly in scale to one another, and they're in scale with minifigures. Some of these builds, however, do use some illegal connections, but I'll always be sure to point out when I use them and where they are. What are these showcases going to look like? Basically, I'll bring a monster out, I'll discuss my thoughts on the build, showcase the articulation and the different poses that are possible, and I'll also talk about aspects of the build that I feel like I could do better on. I'll also provide shots of the more intricate building techniques used within the builds. I'll also just provide my thoughts on the monster in general. I love the monsters of Monster Hunter. They're a massive part of the franchise, and I have a lot to say about each monster. I'll probably also hold polls on which monsters to review next, but I do know for certain that I'm going to be doing Zynogar next, because Zynogar is highly, get out of here, Mizana. He's highly requested, so I will be doing Zynogar first. Do you provide building instructions? All of my builds will be getting instructions that are intended for individuals to access and build their own versions of. My instructions will be accessible via my Patreon under the second tier membership. If you join under this membership, then all of my instructions will be available to download. Alongside the instruction manual, there will also be a parts list and a guide on how to take the parts list and turn it into a wanted list on bricklink.com, the shop where I get all of my used Lego pieces from. I've done my best to streamline this process so you can go and buy the pieces for the kits immediately and be able to build them. And I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys. Furthermore, the digital versions of the monsters will also have the subspecies, rare species, deviants, and other variants available in the form of instructions and parts lists. These are limited by part availability, however, so not every variant will always be available. But, as an example, Stygian Zynogar will be available alongside the regular Zynogar instructions. Alternatively, if you can't pay for the membership, these showcase videos will provide lots of angles of the builds that allow you to reverse engineer it. Alrighty, you can probably already kind of piece together how I put this thing together. I mean, this is a little bit complex. The head's a little bit complex. But I can, I can take the arm off and you can kind of see what's going on in there. Also, as always, I implore people to build their own versions. If you're an expert in the Lego hobby and feel an aspect of my build kind of sucks, then go ahead and create your own. Either use my instructions and improve it, because that'd be awesome, or just, make your own. I must remind everyone that I always make my models in person first, physically. I always make them physically first, and because of that, usually I only have what parts I have on hand, so sometimes I make some compromises. Like for example on Zynoger you can see that there are two of these little plates here, tiles, but on the other arm it's not there because I simply don't have that other piece, and I don't want to bother going out and buying another one. So the digital version will have that there. It will match with the other arm. The digital versions will always be superior to the physical versions, and the digital versions are what the instructions are going to be based on. I want to give a shout out and a special thanks to those who have already joined my Patreon and have supported me. Here they are. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys. Alright, it's time to get to work on Zynoger. I've got to make a Zynoger and Stygian Zynoger showcase video. It's coming soon. Stay tuned. Bye for now.